watching Channel 4, the local station, home of News4Jax.com. The morning show.
The wedding bells are done ringing. The ceremony and reception went off without a hitch. Honeymoon was perfect, but here comes another problem, or the real problem, changing your last name. Joining us is Danielle Tate. She is the founder and president of the website called MissNowMrs.com. Danielle, you started this because you wanted to help other brides after what you went through. What was the hassle?
The hassle was it took 3 separate trips to get my state driver's license, and that was the tip of the name change iceberg.
Why 3 to get your driver's license changed?
The first time I went, the form on the website was outdated, so it was a different form that needed to be completed. The next time I brought a marriage certificate, not my certified marriage certificate, and then the third time was the charm, and I did actually get Mrs. Tate on the actual driver's license. And the first thing I would say is each state has a different process for name change, so take a moment and do a little bit of research. You may need to file your Social Security card form 24 hours before you get your driver's license, so if you go and haven't done that, you will have wasted 1 trip to the beautiful MBA or DMV.
Absolutely. So we've got driver's license, we've got Social Security card, we've got a list of some other things that you need to change as well. Your passport, your voter registration, vehicle title and registration. You got to change it with the IRS, the Postal Service as well. In fact, you've got some numbers that you say women spend about how many hours trying to do all this?
Over 13 hours. And just those are the major forms, but think about your banks, your credit cards, your insurances, all of your healthcare providers. The list just keeps going and going.
Now, let's talk about passport, because a lot of people typically after they get married go on their honeymoon, and sometimes they go overseas. How do you change your passport ahead of time, or don't you?
Don't. This is my biggest tip to newlyweds out there. Do not plan your honeymoon and book it in your married name. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks for the State Department to issue your new passport, and they're going to need your certified marriage certificate, which comes after your wedding. So book your travel in your maiden name for the last time, and when you get back, file for your new passport.
Then you do it. What about travel plans? You're worried that your husband is going to say your new name, and then you're going to alert TSA agents.
The surefire way to get around all of that is to pay the little bit extra for travel trip insurance. I think it's usually around $30 depending on where you're going. It's money well spent, because if you do have an issue with a name that's incorrect, because you have the insurance, they can rebook under a different name.
Got it. Okay. God forbid something happens like that.
You're covered.
You get a marriage certificate, you say don't just get one, get a couple.
Get 2 or 3, that way you can file your forms simultaneously. You're not waiting to get something back to start the next step.
And don't forget your HR department at work.
Exactly. If your HR department books all of your travel, be sure to let them know, and while you're at it, update your frequent flyer miles, the little tags on your luggage, all of those little items.
All of those things can combine to be a big hassle, but once you do it, you're done with it. And keep in mind, there are certain things that you can do to keep your maiden name in your name. You can actually make it your middle name.
Yes, that's actually a trend we're seeing. The most popular name change right now in the United States is taking your maiden name as your new middle name or as a second middle name.
Okay, makes it a little bit easier.
It does.
Well,
you don't have to let go of it completely.
Thanks for joining us for those tips. And to make the name change process easier for all of you brides-to-be, you can visit Danielle's website. It's MissNowMrs.com. We've got a link on ours. Look under the Scene on 4 section on News4Jax.com.